When I was a militant NAACP legal chair in Nashua, New Hampshire 5 years ago, Senator Kelly Ayotte, then the AG, tried to put me in prison, and now I'm suing her in federal court for other First Amendment violations. President, hi, Chris King, how are you?
Oh, hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. I did the little trailer earlier, I don't know if you saw it or not, but Colleen has seen it, and I'll forward my final video to her as well.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you for having him here.
Yeah, I mean...
No matter what the odds may be, no matter what the obstacles may be, because obstacles are not placed in front of us to stop us, but simply to make us stronger for the next obstacle to come. Life itself is an obstacle course, but we got to run it. It's not my fault, folks. It's not my fault.
Neither was your conviction either, but hey.
Those budget cuts by the state.
Huntsville, Texas, Dachau, Buchenwald, Auschwitz, where millions of innocent people were being slaughtered every single day. I am a survivor in that very same way.
I'm hoping that there becomes more awareness of what those issues are behind why he ended up in jail, in prison.
Yes. Do you think that when people are wrongfully in prison, do you think it has a disparate impact on minorities?
Well, sure.
Do you want a bag for you both?
I want to meet Hurricane Carter, you know. I'm a fan.
How long have you been familiar with the situation?
Since the movie came out. I watched it in Brazil, like dubbed a long time ago.
Very well.
So I brought it pictures, like, see if I can.
Terrific.
Today's guest, Dr. Ruben Carter, joins prior speakers, including Mary Frances Berry, Juan Williams, Jahan Sadat, Gloria Steinem, Rosie Perez, and many other prominent activists and authors who have appeared on this stage.
He won the European Light Welterweight Championship for 2 years in a row. When he launched his professional boxing career, his fast and furious style and fearsome left hook, I'm left-handed, I know what that is, a fearsome left hook, resulted in many early round knockouts and the nickname Hurricane. Dr. Carter's promising career in the ring, however, was cut short as he was preparing for the World Middleweight Championship. He was accused of murdering 3 people in a New Jersey bar. In 1966, he received a triple life sentence, but he always maintained his innocence. It took until 1985 and a federal judge to free him from prison. In his opinion, freeing Dr. Carter without bail, Judge Lee Sorokin assailed the prosecution, ruling that, and I quote, "The record clearly demonstrates that the conviction was predicated on an appeal to racism rather than reason, and concealment rather than disclosure," unquote.
Waste of money at a time when we should have been investing in our public schools, our community colleges, and our universities. In 1966, today's distinguished speaker, Dr. Ruben Carter, was subjected to a gross injustice perpetrated by police and prosecutors who concealed exculpatory evidence, suborned perjury, and flagrantly appealed to white racism.
Constantly struggling with mindless, knuckle-headed human beings simply being human, when you really come to think about that, after spending 20 excruciating years in prison for something that you did not do, could not possibly have done, and just narrowly escaping a state-sponsored execution, when you really come to think about all of that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to be anywhere today. Yes. Yes. I am a survivor. Now I know that some people don't like me to make this analogy, but I am a survivor. A survivor of the American so-called criminal justice system, in the same way as those who survived the awful Holocaust in Nazi Germany. Huntsville, Texas, Dachau, Buchenwald, Auschwitz, where millions of innocent people were being slaughtered every single day. I am a survivor in that very same way. Only in Germany, people were jailed and slaughtered because of their religion, while in the United States of America, it's because of the color of our skin. I am a survivor. So, what I wish to speak about to you today are 3 things that helped me to survive those excruciating 20 years in prison.
After serving 8 years, could you please tell me, like you said that you're heading an Innocent project type of thing? What does that consist of?
Well, I'm the CEO today of Innocence International, a global service network dedicated to defending innocent people from wrongful convictions. That came into existence in 2004. Up until that time, I was the executive director of the Canadian organization, the Association in Defense of the Wrongly Convicted. And we were able to get a lot of people out of jail. We were able to save a lot of people from being executed. We were able to do all of that kind of stuff. I figured that if I was able to free myself from prison, then what better work could there be for a person who had been wrongly convicted himself than to help other wrongly convicted people? Because even with all the high-profile help that I had, the Muhammad Ali's and the Joe Frazier's and the Ellen Burstons and the Diane Cannons and the Coretta Scott King, with all of the help that I had, I just narrowly escaped through the eye of the needle. So I knew that when I got out of prison, that I had to become the eyes and the ears of the wrongly convicted. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 25 years, brother.
Thank you.
And I hope to do over 25 more. Are 3 things that helped me to survive those excruciating 20 years in prison, and 3 things that can help you to attain any of your dreams, to attain anything that your mind can think of and believe in can also be achieved. 3 things. The first is daring to dream. Daring, no matter where you are, no matter what circumstances you may find yourself in, you must dare to dream. Because without the dream, nothing can be different than what it is right now. But once we are able to dream, once we dare to dream, we change. Your dream becomes your aim. And only with a permanent aim can anything be accomplished. Everything that helps you to achieve your aim, to achieve your dream, becomes your real, your right, your good, and your true. And everything that turns you away, slows you down, or saps your energy is wrong. It's a lie. It's not real. Only with a permanent aim can anything be accomplished. Because without a permanent aim, your truth and falsehood, your right and wrong, your good and bad is as endless as you are. You are lost in the wilderness without a compass. So you must dare to dream. Dare to dream. The second thing is, after you dare to dream, we must then seize every opportunity that comes our way to accomplish our dream. Seizing the opportunity, not letting it pass you by, is absolutely vital and necessary. Because when we allow an opportunity to pass us by at any given moment of time, you've not only missed that opportunity at that moment of time, since the moment of time is also a moment in eternity, you've missed that opportunity forever. That same opportunity will never return to you again. So you must seize the opportunity. And thirdly, after daring the dream, after seizing every opportunity that comes your way, we must then go the distance. We must go the distance to maximize those opportunities and to achieve your dream. You've got to go the distance, which is one of the most difficult things for human beings to do, going the distance. So I have to tell you, and I have to tell it to you straight. When I was a professional prize fighter, I never liked going the distance. No, man. I'd rather get those fights over with as quickly as I could. I mean, they didn't call me the Hurricane for nothing. Going the distance meant that somebody else, judges and referees, got to decide whether you had won or whether you had lost the fight. And quite frankly, I'd rather make that decision for them. Yeah, no dancing, no shucking, and no jiving. I wanted to pick an easy way out. But sometimes your opponent refuses to give up, and you have no choice. You've got to go the distance. So, what does going the distance mean? It's a common enough phrase, and we hear it all the time. But is going the distance something that applies only to prize fighters and to long distance runners? Or is going the distance a concept that has universal application?
Because it looks like people are forming it as a line. Madam President, great job.
Difficult, but not impossible.